Welcome to BCIT's Evolution Live Lounge, presented by Garbage Peoples Productions. I'm your host, David Natalini, and I'm very happy to welcome our two guests, Ralph and Richard of Ralph2Riche's cover band. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, David.
So let's kick things off by asking a pretty back in the past kind of question. How did you guys meet, and how did you guys come up with the name Ralph2Riches?
Well, about 10 years ago, I worked with Rich, and I worked with Rich at Global Television, and we both worked in the audio world. And I didn't know Rich was a musician for about 2 years. And then what would happen at Global is on Thursday nights, a bunch of us would get together and play acoustic instruments. And one day, Rich walked in, and we went to do Take It Easy by the Eagles. And Rich's guitar playing was like right on, and he did the solo, and he did all of the harmonies perfect. And I thought, oh my God, this is what I've been missing all my life. And it was like awesome. And from that point on, we started making music together, and it was just awesome.
Wow.
But it's been downhill since then, right?
Yeah.
I've pretty much lost all of that over the years.
No.
Yeah, I worked with Ralph, and like I said, we worked for a long time. And I came into the building as a bit of a greenhorn. I was still getting trained, and I was mixing late night news shows in the building. And quite often, Ralph or another friend we worked with would sort of mosey into the audio suite as I was mixing, right in the middle of, the headlines or something really intense where there's lots of sources, and to say, "Is that really your mix? Is that your mix?" They're like, "Hello, Ralph."
That's not your mix, is it?
So, yeah, I didn't even know. It seems like everybody in the audio business, once you start talking to them, have been a musician or are a musician or have some side hustle. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was sort of not surprising and surprising that we came together to play together.
Okay, yeah. Since you guys are really comfortable in the audio world, I wanted to take it to a kind of a personal level. What does music and just playing music mean to you?
Well, it kind of centers me. It kind of gives me some substance to go forward with. It actually insulates me from all the crap that goes on in the world.
And there is a lot.
And there is a lot of crap. And really, if I get into a song, it's almost like a Zen moment where you're playing and you just forget about everything. And you're just at one with the song. It's kind of preachy, but that's the way it is. And if there's five guys together and there's a certain point where you're all on the same train, it's awesome. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. I can't describe it. It's like a drug. It's an addiction. It's whatever it is. And then you translate that and put that in front of an audience. And the energy that you get back from an audience is just incredible. I mean, I can't say enough about it.
Mm-hmm. And it's something that hits you, when you are a musician at heart, it hits you young. And you get a taste of it. And if you are kind of a natural kind of performer, like I was always the kid in class who would make some inappropriate joke in grade 3. And I was just always kind of wanting an audience. And, as soon as I picked up a guitar and played in that school auditorium for the first time, I was bit. And even though it wasn't what I wound up doing with my professional life, you go through life, and it's like the greatest gift. Like, that feeling when you're driving home from work one day and you need a lift and that song comes on, and all of a sudden you've just forgotten everything that went on. Well, you take that feeling that you're feeling while you're driving and magnify it by 20 when you're in front of a bunch of people and you're playing a song that they really like and they're digging it. There's nothing quite like it.
I completely understand where you guys are coming from. So let's talk about Brian Wilson, the song you guys are performing tonight. What does the song mean to you, and why did you choose it?
Well, I mean, Brian Wilson is obviously a huge mentor of mine, if you'll note the wardrobe.
And it's very nice.
And it's great because the Bare Naked Ladies out of Toronto were just coming up, and they'd had a couple of hit singles. And this song came out, and it just resonated with me and so many fans of that era. Because it sort of tells this funny little story about Brian Wilson and the things he was going through at that time in his life and the kind of a weird character that he was, the weird, twisted genius that we all know he is. And, what's your take on Brian Wilson?
Yeah, no, he was a twisted genius, and he, spent a lot of time. He had, like you were mentioning earlier, that he had a breakdown on an airplane, and he couldn't play live anymore. So Basically, he was a hermit inside his house. He raised a family, and he had a sandbox and a bed, and that's he went from the sandbox to the bed, and from the bed to the sandbox, and
like I just have an image of my mind of him and Mike Love, the lead singer of the Beach Boys, and he was in his sandbox, and they were playing around with this weird little instrument called a theremin. It goes woo.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And they were diddling around with that and writing good vibrations. And a lot of the songs were conceived of just sitting around in his sandbox.
It's truly strange where those kind of songs come from, but I mean, it makes for a great backstory.
Yeah.
We'll be listening to Ralph2Riche's cover of Brian Wilson just after this commercial break.
Going live in 3, 2, 1. BCIT Television and Video Production. You've got potential.
Drove downtown in the rain, 9:30 on a Tuesday night, just to check out the late night record shop. Call it impulsive, you can call it compulsive, you can call it insane. But when I'm surrounded, I just can't stop. A matter of instinct, it's a matter of condition, and a matter of fact. You can call me Pavlov's dog. Ring a bell and I'll salivate. How'd you like that? Dr. Landy, tell me you're not just a pedagogue. 'Cause right now, lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. Well, I'm lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did. Whoa. Well, I'm lying here, just staring at the ceiling tiles, and I'm thinking about, what to think about. Just listening and re-listening to Smiley Smile, and I'm wondering if this is some kind of creative drought, because I'm lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did. Well, I'm lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did. If you want to find me, I'll be out in the sandbox, just wondering where the hell all the love is gone. Playing my guitar and building castles in the sun, whoa, whoa, and singing fun, 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 lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did. Well, I'm lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did. Whoa. I had a dream that I was 300 pounds, and though I was very heavy, I floated till I couldn't see the ground. I floated till I couldn't see the ground. Whoa, somebody help me. Couldn't see the ground, somebody help me. Couldn't see the ground, somebody help me. Because I'm lying in bed just like record shop.